Okay, here are some of the common rabbits, so-called, that we get hypnotized into chasing after. And these are my labels that I'm fond of using within the teachings and my sphere of influence. The first rabbit is what I call the money game. And that's everything related to money. That means trying to get money. That means trying to increase the income, the money supply, the net worth, increase the value of investments, protect money, save for a rainy day, save for retirement, everything that's related to the acquisition of, the management of, and the protection of money is what I call the money game. And it's a gigantic rabbit that we chase on the track. Another rabbit is what I call the business and career game. And similarly, this is everything that we chase after, the goals, the things we want to change, fix, improve, or create as it relates to our businesses and careers. Another gigantic rabbit is the health, wellness, and body game, which means trying to make bad things, so to speak, go away related to the body and health, and make good things come or reshape our body, whether it's losing weight or changing a body feature with plastic surgery or whatever it is. It's trying to change, fix, or improve specific aspects of the body. And this is a gigantic rabbit for many, many players of the human game, as I call it. Another gigantic rabbit is the relationships game, meaning everything related to our relationships with other people, whether they're business, personal, acquaintances, casual acquaintances, people that wait on us in restaurants or clerks in stores or whatever it is. And of course, the more personal, the closer it is to us, the more we see them, the more this becomes a rabbit that we chase. Another gigantic rabbit is what I call the emotions game. And this generally means trying to make what we call negative emotions go away, bring in more of the so-called positive emotions, or increase the intensity and frequency with which we experience what we call positive emotions. Gigantic rabbit that so many of us spend so much time, money, and energy chasing. The spirituality game, which we've talked about, trying to reach expanded consciousness, enlightenment, illumination, liberation, embrace spirituality in various ways, just to use that label. Again, all of these gigantic rabbits that we're hypnotized into chasing. And other games, I call all of these things games for reasons that I will address in the next segment of the guided tour. These are some of the biggest ones, but there may be other games, or what I call sub-games, games within games, that interest you uniquely. We think, as we chase all of these kinds of rabbits, if only I had a bigger income or net worth. These are just some general big target examples. If only I had a bigger income or net worth. If only I had a different house, a different car, or a closet full of fill in the blank. If only I could get to da-da-da-da place in my business or career. If only I was in a loving relationship and not alone, or my existing relationship was better in da-da-da-da way. If only I weighed less, or I looked different, or I was healthier. If only I was enlightened, or awake, or more spiritual, or whatever label you might like to use. On and on goes the if only I dynamic, as part of, again, what I call phase 1 of the human game. Then I'd be happy, I'd be at peace, I'd be successful, whatever, fill in the blank. This is the game that we play with ourselves. If only I could change, fix, or improve, or create this specific something in my life or career, then I'd finally, fill in the blank with what good thing you imagine would happen if you created or changed or fixed or improved that particular example. Deep down, we know that that's not right. And here are some examples of what I mean. We have seen movie stars who have all of these things that we think we want and that if we had, our life would be so perfect. And yet these movie stars, clearly their life is not perfect. And we see examples of suicide attempts or successful suicides or issues with drinking or drugs or inability to maintain a quote-unquote successful relationship, even though they clearly have these particular things that we would say, boy, if only I had that, I'd have it made, whatever the story is. We see the same thing with TV stars. We see the same thing with rock stars. We see the same things with millionaires and billionaires. We see the same things with other famous and successful people. We see example after example after example of people who have these things that are on our list, that if we only had them, our life would be perfect, we'd be happy, whatever it is, and these people's lives are not perfect, are not happy. And we see this over and over and over and over again, but choose to ignore it. We also see it in our own lives and in people that we see or we know. We tell ourselves, as we see these things, that we see these people having these things we think would make such a big difference, except it doesn't seem to ultimately. We tell ourselves, well, it would be different for me if I got that thing. Okay, they got all the money, they got what they want in their career, they got this, they got that. But and they're not happy. Yeah, but if I had those things, it would be different. But we've all got blinders on. It wouldn't be different for you. It wouldn't be different for anyone if you got those things. It cannot be different until you discover and really get, lack of a better term, how you got on the track and the hamster wheel in the first place. Why you got on the track and the hamster wheel in the first place, just to extend those metaphors. The true nature of the rabbits that you've been chasing and the chase itself. That ultimately, truly winning the game, so to speak, is not about getting stronger, faster, or better at running, again to continue the metaphor. It is about getting off the track in the first place. Getting off the track is the key, not performing better on the track. Again, continuing the metaphor. I can show you how to get off the track. I can show you the exit. Why do we chase our rabbits? What do we really want? We're convinced it's the rabbits that we want. The more money, the better relationship, the changing or fixing the body, the more success in business or career, whatever it is for you. We're convinced it's the rabbits that we want. But that's not the truth. What we really want is, deep down, what we all really want is a feeling. One specific feeling. Another way to look at it is that deep down, all of us want a state of consciousness. One specific state of consciousness. What we really want is to experience that one feeling, that one state, I'll call it from now on, all the time, and enjoy doing and getting and being and having everything else while in that one state all the time. This is what all of us really want deep down. And we think that getting the specific rabbits that we're chasing will enable us to do this, but it won't. The common paths you're told will take you there, into having that feeling consistently and being able to do and experience and be and have everything else in that state. The common paths you're told will take you there are dead ends. Odds are you know that from personal experience. although you may still be able to convince yourself, oh, this new technique, this new path, this new something that I've discovered, this new something that I'm playing with now, this one will finally take me there. But the common paths are dead ends, as you'll discover, by design. And until you get off those dead end paths and onto a path that can truly take you somewhere, none of these things that you've been experiencing will change. And once again, I can show you how to do that. What is the one state that we want so badly that I've just pointed at? It's not just what we call happiness, fulfillment, or satisfaction. It's not just what we would call unconditional love, peace, or serenity. It's not just what we might call elevated self-confidence or elevated self-esteem. It's not just what we might call self-love or feelings of safety. It includes feelings like those, but it goes much deeper. And it's not simply the absence of negative emotions, which is a story that many people buy into. That state that I'm talking about, that I'm pointing to, that we all want so badly, cannot be described. It cannot be defined. It cannot be understood by what we might call the mind, intellect, or logic. It must be experienced with a capital E. I can open a portal for you into that experience with a capital E. So, how do I access that portal? You're probably wondering at this point. Well, we're going to get to that as we continue through the segments of this guided tour of the teachings. So you're now invited, either right now or whenever you feel moved to continue on down the page to the next video that's immediately beneath this one. And you can just go to that video, click the play button, and continue your guided tour.